So this video is a test video. These guys were like me doing nature. Now, just to clarify, the background is a game. This channel is gaming based and nature at the same time, which may be a bit annoying to keep up with me. Now, this video is based on the Megalodon, which is something that lived, I can't remember how many years ago now. Just before the last ice age, and the last ice age is what actually wiped it out. You see me doing balloons background footage, because I need something in the background other than black screen, otherwise this video would be the most boring thing on the planet. So, a megalodon is a Latin word. Well, megalodon actually is a Latin word, which in Latin actually means big tooth. Yeah. Megalodon is literally just called big tooth in Latin. And it's not without reason, trust me. The two situations, I mean, you probably see some kind of image of it on screen about now. The some of the teeth could be the size of your arm, or part of my arm, and I mean, my arm's not that big, but still could be quite big. A fully grown megalodon could actually go to be 60 feet long. Not sure how big that is in meters. I'll probably put it in text up when Ed's editing it, so yeah. And they would actually hunt a species of whale when I was around at the time, which again I can't remember, which is extinct now, but so the babies would actually grow in the shallows and would leave the shallows when they're about 30 foot big, which is very big, but I guess that's nature breeding ice age for you. Things have shrunk a lot, haven't they? So the I don't know what to call most grown babies, I guess, would hunt a species of seal related to the walrus, but in that the walrus had two long tusks. They'd have one side of their tusk be extremely long, the side would be not really at all existent, though visibly at least. And they would hunt solo, and then methods were similar to modern day sharks. They would tend to their coloration, everything about them was pretty much the same as modern day sharks do. So like I said, they lived just before the ice age, and in the type of whale, which I can't remember the name of. If I don't remember the name of it, it'll just be in white letters, you know, during editing. So they would then, as I said, their last name is Big Tooth. They would hunt solo in a very, very basically identical way to modern day sharks, but they were way bigger whales. They weren't as big as modern day whales by any means, but still a type of whale, which is in its own right a feat. Obviously the ice age wiped them out, because also whales had blubber which kept them alive throughout the entire cold of the ice age. Obviously sharks didn't, and so on the Megalodon, as well as got bigger with blubber to survive the ice age, the sharks couldn't adapt to eat them fast enough, and so the species Megalodon ultimately went extinct from basically freezing. Well, it was basically starved to extinction because they couldn't get enough food from it. They couldn't big enough prey to sustain their 60-50 foot bodies. They were apex predator up until the Ice Age. I can't remember when they came around. Again, that probably opened something. But they were the apex predator of their time, in the oceans at least. I'm not sure what lived on land, but they basically went extinct about the same time as humanity came to be, which is the Ice Age. And they was and I'm repeating myself here, but they so then I'll go in a bit more depth because the hunting methods were by no means the exact same, but it's not similar. They would swim in a certain area where they're camouflaged, like our modern day sharks, white bottom, darkish blue top, which means if you look down at them, they look like the deeper parts of the ocean, but if you look up at them, they look like the surface, white, dark blue. And then when they saw their prey, they would go up at it and hit it in a immobilizing area, and with the force to basically cause the prey to bleed out. Upon the prey, basically like on where they would hit on the tail fin, bite them on the tail fin, on the tail, which basically mean that they could move but very slowly and would bleed out ultimately. And the shark would just pace along at safe distance behind until the poor whale ultimately bled out, and then would proceed to eat some of the corpse. The younger ones weren't as cautious, since these big walrus-like creatures, I guess, as I'll call them for now, wouldn't be able to really do lethal blows, and even if, well, they could, but there isn't really a good hunting method in those depths for them. So what they do is they normally hide amongst the corals, well, just swim amongst the corals, and where the horse prey would also swim, scavenging for clams on the seabed. And when they saw one, they would go for the neck area and basically drown them, and, well, either drown them or cause them to bleed out. And it was by no means a nice end for the walrus relative, by any means of their imagination. So they are, like I said, went extinct because of the ice age, because they couldn't find nearly enough food to sustain their extremely large needs of meat, which by relevance would basically be, as honestly I can't remember exactly what it is, but they had to eat the whales. The whales were the only thing with enough substance to be able to properly feed them and keep them alive, and even then they'd have to eat 2 or 3 whales a day to stay alive. And whilst the younger ones didn't exactly need to eat as much as the older ones did, as obviously not as big. Well, they had to eat similar proportions for their size, but then the reason that the younger ones would actually live in the shallows is because once they're fully grown, the only thing that could kill one is if the hunting went wrong, or if they got into territory, which really didn't happen. Because if they hunted wrong and the whale's tail met the shark would not survive, guaranteed, pretty much. So, but whilst they were young, there were many predators around in the depths that would hunt them. So what would happen is the mothers would give live birth, like all sharks do in modern day, just next to the shallows, of which the young ones will then swim through by themselves, some getting ate by their own kind, others just making it then and being ate by something there. Once they would eat small fish up to the walrus, and then once they got to a size where they could no longer find sustenance in the shallows, they would then move to the depths, because at this point there'd be there's few things that could actually hunt them there, and they would start hunting some of the smaller creatures of the depths. Well, not by no means were they small creatures, but smaller prey of the Megalodon in the depths. And then, once they were fully grown, they would eat whales, and at this point, they'd reach maturity, and yeah, basically repeat the cycle. Bye.